It's very important to know that when we're trying to change, when you're trying to break a habit, when you're trying to do things differently, it's gonna look, the way we approach it is something that is gonna have a huge impact on how difficult it looks, how difficult it seems to be. If you approach it thinking that this is the way I am, this is how I've been grown up, and this is a person that I am, like when you talk like that, the message that you're sending to yourself and your body and your mind is pretty much that there is no way around, that you were born almost genetically that way, and there is nothing that can be done to really break it apart and change things and change the way you're doing things. You have to understand that the self language that you use with the self language that we use with ourselves has a huge impact on the results that we have. If you approach changing more like, okay, let's sit down and analyze what we are made of, or traditions and values and everything, the way we talk and behave and all that, it's nothing but just patterns that we have been forming ever since we were kids. So it's more a combination of patterns that affect the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we behave. And if you look at it that way, it's gonna look like you have a better chance of probably, you're not actually changing yourself. You don't see like, oh, I have to become a different person. No, it's just thinking it looks more like, okay, I have to change the way I'm doing things, the way what I do in the mornings at the first time, when you just wake up, or the way I'm talking to myself when I'm in competition, or again the kind of self language that you can have when you're at school or with business or with people, or it's probably the way you're thinking when you are given the same task over and over, especially when you know that it's something that you're gonna have to be doing repetitively every time. And every time they give you that task, and the first thing in your head is that I'm not good to do this thing, I'm gonna do it horrible, I'm gonna get in trouble again with my coworkers or my partners or my boss or whatever. So you have to dissect, you have to actually go and cut in parts what you do during the day. Whatever it is that you want to change, you have to put it on a table and cut it in parts and say, okay, the first thing I do when I'm given this task is this. That's probably the part that is failing, or it's probably the second step, or the third step that I do, or the fourth step. And when you approach it that way, it's much easier to be, not only have a better, clearer idea of which is the part that you have to change. Sometimes it's one part, sometimes it's the whole thing, sometimes it's 2 or 3 parts, but also you're not really involving yourself as a persona, as the identity that you are, but more like simply something that you do. It looks more doable, let's say. All right. Okay, I hope it helps. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.